Hello engineers, this is Mr. Hernandez, and in this video we're going to be going over this week's lesson. So this is Spreadsheets and Charts Part 2. This is the second half of that assignment that we started last week. In this one we're going to be going over a few more tools that you guys can use. You guys are going to be creating your tables and charts from scratch, so no template this time. And you guys are going to be working with real data. So if you filled out the survey last week that asked about your favorite color, your favorite animal, and what we should 3D print, this is the information from that survey. So real numbers from real students. And before we jump in, I do want to point out there are 3 different sheets to this assignment. If you look down here at the bottom, there's favorite colors, favorite animals, and 3D prints, and you have to do all 3 for this assignment for full credit. Each one is only a third of the points. That means if you do 2, that's only 66%, and remember, that's not a passing grade, so make sure you do all 3 of them. Alright, all that said, let's go ahead and jump into this, and as we go, I'll point out everything that we're doing that's new. So the first thing that you probably see that's new is this green section right here that asks which chart is the best way to show this data. So this is a question for you after you've done everything else here. Look at both of the charts and decide which one is kind of showing this information the best. As long as you can explain your thinking, you should be fine on that question, but we'll come to that in a few moments. So let's start at the beginning. So let's take a look at our information. So on this sheet, we're dealing with favorite colors. We have our data right here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 options for colors: red, yellow, blue, and purple. But before we jump into that, let's start with a title. So let's go over to cell A1 and let's write down the title of this table. And appropriately, we're going to name this favorite colors. Now we're going to organize this information into a table, so we need headings for those columns. In the first column, we're going to write down the colors, and in the second column it'll be number of students. Okay, and now we just go down our list. So the first color is red, and 22 students chose red. Next color is yellow, and 12 chose yellow, and so on for the last 2. Alright, now that's our information, and technically it's all there, but spreadsheets and charts and tables are all about showing information and making it easy to read. So we're not going to stop right here. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to center everything. So click and drag to highlight all of the cells in your table, all the way from A1 down to B6. And now we're going to go up to the toolbar, and we're going to look for this symbol right here. It looks like a bunch of horizontal lines. This is our alignment tool. I'm going to change this from left to center. That way they're all lined up in the middle. Okay, so that's great so far, but we're not done yet, because if you look up here, our title isn't centered over the table. So what we're going to do here is merge A1 and B1. We're going to combine those 2 cells. So click and highlight cell A1 and cell B1, then go up to the toolbar once again, and this time we're looking for this right here, which looks like a box with arrows facing the middle. Go ahead and click that button, and you'll see those 2 cells get combined, and now our title is right in the middle. Still good so far, but we want to do more. So we want to really emphasize that the stuff up here is our heading, and everything down here is kind of the body, that's the information. So once again, highlight all of the titles, including the column headings, so that's cells A1 through B2, and we're going to make these bold. So once again, the toolbar, and we're going to click on B for bold. Still going pretty well, but there's a little bit more we can do. So let's go ahead and highlight the title, just favorite colors in cell A1. I'm going to change the size of that up to 14. That way it really stands out. Now, last step here for the table, we want to make sure that the table stands out from the rest of the sheet. So click and drag to highlight the whole table. Once again, up to the toolbar, right next to the Merge Cells button, there is the Borders button. So this lets us put borders around the cells to really emphasize them. For this one, we're going to keep it simple. We're just going to put a border around every cell in the table, just like that. Alright, and now we are finally ready to insert our charts. So just like last week, highlight your whole table, go to Insert, then click on Chart, and I'm going to skip over this because I think you guys know how to do this. Now, for full credit on this assignment, I do want you guys to take it one step further though. I want you to edit your charts so that the sections for each color are actually that color. So for example, the red category on the pie chart should actually be red. And this is how you do that. So when you click on your chart, you can see these 3 dots in the top right corner. Click on that to pick Edit Chart. Then we're going to go to Customize. So for the pie chart, we're going to be customizing the pie slices. So for red, we want to make sure that that's red. For yellow, we want to make sure that that's yellow. And so on for blue and purple. And once you do that, you can do the same thing for the bar chart. Okay, so after you're done formatting the pie chart and setting the colors, we're going to move on to the bar chart. This one's just a little bit different. So you're still going to click on Edit Chart, and you're still going to go to Customize, but this time we're going to go to Series, and here it doesn't really let us split it up by color. So we're going to go here to Format Data Point. Click on Add, and we're going to go through the same way we did before. So we're going to go through each one and change the colors for each of them. So there's red, there's yellow, here's blue. Luckily blue is already blue. And now let's do purple. Alright, and now all of our colors match. If it doesn't pop up right away, make sure you scroll down. It looks like purple kind of went off the screen for me, but just look around and see if you can find them. And after that, you are going to answer this question right here. Which chart is the best way to show this data and why? Again, answer in a complete sentence. Just tell me whether it's the pie chart or the bar graph that shows it better. Tell me why you think that is. As long as you have put some thought into this, you should do fine on it. So that's it for this first one, but remember there are still 2 more. So you're going to repeat the process for here for favorite animals. And for favorite animals, I want the colors to kind of match the colors of the animals. Do your best on that one. Should be just as close as you can get it. And last, for 3D prints, this one you can make the colors whatever you want, just be creative. So this is the assignment itself, and now we're going to take a look at the rubric. Alright engineers, so this is the rubric for this assignment. So there are a couple of categories here, and the total score that you can get on this assignment is 21. Now, just because that's a larger number doesn't mean that this assignment's worth a lot more points. It can be weighted however Ms. Anastasiou wants to, but this is how I'm going to assign the points as we go. So for the first one, this is for the information. So I just want to see if you actually translated the numbers and the labels correctly into the table. This one you get 2 points per table. Remember there are 3 tables. There's the colors, the animals, and the 3D print. So this one is a total of 6 points if you get all of them correct. If you mess 1 up, it's 4. Mess 2 up, it's only 2. And if you didn't do any of them correctly, it's 0. And all of these are going to work that way. So the next one is for the formatting. This is all the stuff I was showing you about centering and bolding and merging the cells. Once again, 1 point per table that you complete correctly. So that means that if you mess up the bolding or the centering, it's not going to hurt you too much, but you are going to lose a point if you mess up 1 table. Next is the charts. So I'm just looking to see if you created the charts and they have that information. This is graded the same way as the tables. 6 points if you get all 3 right, and then you lose 2 points for each one that's incorrect. On to appearance. This is for changing the colors and changing the titles. So if you forget to change the title of a chart, or if the colors don't match, you're going to lose 1 point per table. It's off. And last, we have that extra question on each one about which chart is best. So if you answer those questions, you're going to get 1 point for every sheet. Do everything, and you get a total of 21. Hope that clears that up, and hopefully you know what to focus on here. As always, email me if you have any questions. Good luck on this assignment.